So what can 100 Canadian dollar buy? Some vegetables. Oh, we got some noodles, coffee, soda. Okay, so here's the price of gas here in Alberta. This house sells for 475,000 here in Edmonton, Alberta. The same house will probably cost you about 2 million. 1 in 6 Canadians are struggling to put food on the table. That's about 18% of the population, according to a recent study. Is Canada going through a cost of living crisis? I wanted to find out for myself and get a more objective opinion based on facts and numbers, and you'll be surprised to see what I found out. If you're thinking of immigrating and moving to Canada, or you're already a resident and wanted to understand how cost of living directly impacts your finances, then you've got to watch this video. I hope that by the end of this, you'll be able to make an informed decision and plan better on what's best for you and your family's financial future. Also watch till the end because I will reveal the provinces that is the most affordable to live in based on income to cost of living ratio. If we haven't met yet, my name is Ryan, and without further ado, let's dive into it. So I started my search for answers in a place where I thought would be most relatable. I went grocery shopping, and I wanted to see what 100 Canadian dollars can buy. What can 100 Canadian dollar get us? $100 is about 73 US. It's about 6,000 Indian rupee, or just a little over 4,000 Philippine pesos. I'm just intrigued on what 100 Canadian dollar can get. So let's go grocery shopping. Oh, by the way, you actually need a $1. This is a loonie to grab some carts here in Walmart. So just press that. And that's a bit of a deposit so that people can bring the carts back to where it should be. So it's usually my wife that does the shopping for us, so I'm not really sure what to pick. But hey, I'll try my best, okay? You guys be the judge. So as I was doing my shopping spree, I realized that I'm doing this all wrong. I realized that this is not the right approach, and here's why. So I just realized one thing. Here in Edmonton, this will sell for $5.86. But if you're gonna buy this in New Brunswick, this is actually gonna cost $6.42. So there's a bit of a price difference there. You see, looking at cost of living per province makes more sense. Cost of living can include a lot of things like utilities, clothing, healthcare, housing, food, and transportation. And the biggest reason for the price difference is taxes. You see, every province charges different sales tax to their residents. Here in Alberta, for example, we are only paying a 5% goods and services tax, while in British Columbia, they pay an additional 7% provincial sales tax on top of the 5% GST. So they pay a total of 12% sales tax. Cost of living is the most important thing to consider, right? Or is it? You see, cost of living is only half of the equation. We also need to consider the total average income. It doesn't matter if the food is expensive, but if a person has more than enough money to pay for it, then the price doesn't really matter. Like, when was the last time you saw Jeff Bezos complain about the price of bread? Anyways, I digress. This is a complicated topic, so to make this as simple as possible, I decided to compare average salary and cost of living per province instead. But before that, let's see what's happening at the grocery store. Alright, let's start with the average income per province, and this is already after-tax income. Here's what it looks like per province. Here you'll see that the top 3 salary providers are Alberta, Ontario, and British Columbia. Now let's move on to cost of living, and for the sake of time, we're just going to focus on the 3 big expenses: housing, transportation, and food. Let's start with housing. Here's the average home prices for the different Canadian provinces. You will see that the most expensive houses are in British Columbia and Ontario. This house sells for $475,000 here in Edmonton, Alberta. The same house will probably cost you about $2 million in Vancouver, BC. But wait, I forgot one minor thing. You probably can't buy a house yet when you're new here in Canada because you don't have enough credit history yet. Well, unless you're gonna buy a house in cold hard cash. So let's look at the rental market instead. I think this is more relevant. But before that, let's see what's happening in the grocery store. I think I got it all. So we got the bread, we got the vegetables, we got some noodles, coffee, soda. I feel good about this. I think I'm just gonna get a couple more stuff. Alright, so here's a chart on the average single-family home rental rates in Canada. And as shown here, Vancouver, BC has the highest rate of almost 4,500 per month, compared to 1,700 in Edmonton, Alberta, and Winnipeg, Manitoba. I will also share this website link in the description. There's a lot of interesting data that you can find here for different Canadian cities and provinces. Oh, and if you find this video helpful so far, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you get first access to future videos like this. Okay, now so let's look at the cost for transportation. And there's three expenses that you need to consider. The price of the car, either new or used, the price of the gas, and the price of your insurance. Car purchases are directly impacted by the sales tax per province. Also, there are hidden costs sometimes that you have to be careful of, like delivery costs and administration fee. Now, prices for used cars can greatly vary depending on the condition of the car and who's selling it, so it's tough to get an accurate comparison for this. Alright, so how about gas prices, you ask? Here's a table of the different gas prices per province taken from Gas Buddy. And as you can see here, Alberta has the lowest gas prices compared to all provinces, and British Columbia is the most expensive. When talking about vehicle insurance, Quebec has the lowest insurance rate, and again, British Columbia ranks as the most expensive. Are you seeing a trend here so far? But if you decide to take on the public transportation instead, here's a cost comparison. Finally is food costs. Food costs obviously will be affected by the different taxes per province, but other than this, there's also cost for shipping and customs. In a 2023 Canada Food Price Report, it is estimated that a family of four will need about $16,000 for annual food consumption. I will link a copy of this report in the description if you want to learn more about this. Here's how the average cost of groceries per province look like. So as promised at the beginning of this video, let's look at the salary to cost of living ratio for all the provinces here in Canada and see who's got the best. Drum roll, please. Please note that you also need to consider weather, job opportunities, unemployment rates, and lifestyle when making a decision, as each province is different with this regards as well. And other than the three main expenses I mentioned earlier, you also need to consider healthcare, utilities, clothing, and other expenses when considering total cost of living. Alright, so this is what I got for 100 Canadian dollars. I'm sure you guys can do a better job in terms of stretching that $100. So we're able to get ice cream, some chips right here, some dips for the chips, and of course the noodles. Got some bread and the coffee. Got some milk, got some pop, some chicken nuggets, or sorry, fish fillet. Great value right here is a name brand for Walmart, so sometimes it's a little bit cheaper. And some bacon, chicken breast, and some romaine lettuce. And this one, my daughter can't wait. She has to like finish it. It's one of her favorites. So this will probably last not even a week for a family of four. So of course, if you're single or if you're just there's the two of you, it's probably going to last longer. Alright, so I'm curious to know, put in the comment on how much this will cost in your city. There's a lot of variables that affect cost of living, like immigration, global supplies issues, and political instability. Bigger cities tend to attract more immigrants, so cost of living in these cities would tend to be higher. So whether there's a crisis or not, so as long as you have the necessary information, the conviction and perseverance, you'll be able to navigate through any crisis in any parts of Canada, or any parts of the world for that matter. The key is to do your own research to make an informed decision. It doesn't really matter where you are or where you plan to live. Know that you're not alone and we're all part of this global ecosystem going through the same challenges. If you like this video, check out my other video about overcoming challenges when you plan on immigrating to Canada. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in that video.